Welcome to the Leader Impact Podcast. We are a community of leaders with a network in over 350 cities around the world dedicated to optimizing our personal, professional, and spiritual lives to have impact. This show is where we have a chance to listen and engage with leaders who are living this out. We love talking with leaders, so if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions to make this show even better, please let us know. The best way to stay connected in Canada is through our newsletter at leaderimpact.ca or on social at LeaderImpact. And if you're listening from outside of Canada, check out our website at leaderimpact.com. I'm your host, Lisa Peters, and our guest today is Mary Elizabeth Murphy. Mary Elizabeth has spent over 30 years of experience working directly with clients. She is a reliable, results-driven expert in team dynamics, development, and cohesion. As CEO and owner of Star Resources and author of Reset Your Buttons, she has been teaching the skills to earn more, achieve more, and produce more since 1993. Enhancing interpersonal relationships and increasing the effectiveness and productivity in the workplace is her passion. Encouraging women in leadership in the workplace is another of her passions. She has been awarded the North Carolina Women in Business Champion of the Year for her commitment to the advancement of women's business ownership. She has also been named one of North Carolina Lawyers Weekly 50 Most Influential Women, and T+D magazine named her one of 6 recipients of the prestigious Training's New Guard for her ability to inspire others with her passion, determination, and success. Welcome to the show, Mary Elizabeth.
Thank you, Lisa. I am thrilled to be here and to be a part of your podcast and reach women who are in leadership.
I love it. Well, you came highly recommended from a friend that I just met, Tara. So, and she glowed about you. So I'm excited to hear a little bit more about your story.
Good.
All right. So one of the first things we love to ask is just a little bit about yourself. But really what we're looking for is a pivotal moment in your journey that maybe changed things. And I'm excited because I don't know you. And I'm like, oh, maybe like hearing Tara Brown was a HR for 30 years. And then now she's a comedian traveling the world. So yeah, sort of looking for that pivotal moment in your life along your journey.
Yeah. When you've lived this much life, there's quite a few pivotal moments along the way in the journey. And so I guess I would say in the beginning, I started into training and development, having come out of owning a gift basket and balloon decorating business. My career prior to that was in marketing. And I decided to go into training because I had this experience of traveling around and training in different businesses and different people. And I wanted to be my own boss. And the organization was having a downsizing, and I was one of the last ones hired. So that's generally the first one let go, right? So that worked out, but I didn't know exactly how to do it or how to get started. And so I had 3 different sources, and this is where the spiritual, my faith side comes into it, which is the trust. Just trust in God, and He will direct your paths, right? And that's not always an easy thing to do, particularly when you've been laying on the couch for a few too many weeks, and Haagen-Dazs has become your friend, or Ben & Jerry's, or pick a flavor.
You're making it real, Mary Elizabeth.
Yeah. Well, you asked pivotal. So I had 3 different sources. My father, my then boyfriend, now husband, and then my best friend all pointed me to a woman who was doing a program on public television. And then there was a newspaper article about her. And I reached out to her, and she pointed me to the woman who then became my mentor for many, many years. And in fact, she's still alive, and she still shows up every once in a while to encourage me and keep me going. So That was the first pivotal moment. There's been a few more since then, but I'm going to pause there for a minute and see if that fits for you.
So in regards to your mentor, meeting her for the first time, because I would love to hear you talk more about asking for help, because I'm just saying you were going from a few weeks off watching TV, dog and Haagen-Dazs, and then people are putting this person in front of you and you call her. What was that conversation?
So she actually didn't turn out to be the mentor, which is
Oh,
interesting.
okay.
She shared with me that she was very, flattered, and that she had built her business for her family. And she had also done a lot of work with women. Her name is Mary Kay Slowakowski. And Mary Kay said, I'm going to point you to Sandy Karn because I believe that Sandy will be a better resource for you. And if she's not, come back to me.
Okay.
So that's how I met Sandy. And I think to your point, sometimes it is all about just having the courage to ask
Yeah.
and then trust where you're being directed.
Yeah. And and to trust those connections. Like, the first person may not have Mary Kay may not have been the person, but she connected you to Sandy, and just
Exactly.
trust that process and go, okay, that's not a wall. That is a door to open in. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Now we love to talk about best. Do you have any more pivotal moments that were,
Well, so there's
yeah.
two more, and the one that
Okay.
got me to Tara, I think two kind of big ones. So the second one was just building the business, and maybe those aren't quite as pivotal as as the last one, where I met Tara Brown. When you own your own business or when you are in leadership,
Hmm.
there's a lot of ups and downs. One thing that is again ironic and I believe very God led is when I moved here to North Carolina and was building my career and building my relationships and building my business. I also was elected as president of our American Training and Development chapter here in North Carolina in Charlotte, and that was a very interesting experience. And at the same time, I also was asked to be president of our business and professional women's chapter. So over a span of like 16, 18 months, I was president of two organizations, which taught me a lot about, I used to call myself the accidental leader. Like I didn't know quite how that happened. And then I, along the way, wrote my book, Reset Your Buttons. Okay, now that little backstory has something to do with uh, my third pivotal moment, which has been in the last 4 years when I lost my best friend from high school to ovarian cancer. And as I was entering into this decade and having losing her, I was headed back for the couch. Let's say that. And it was a very heavy time. We had come out of the pandemic. She actually passed while we were coming out of, I think, like the second pandemic. And I honestly didn't know who I was or who I wanted to be anymore, if that makes
Mm.
sense. And I'm sure there's women out there who have felt that at some point in time. And so I asked my wonderful husband if he would go to the National Speakers Association Carolinas chapter was having their annual meeting at the Speedway Club. My husband's a NASCAR fan, so that was a pretty easy yes. Not that he wouldn't have said yes anyway. And so we went to the Speedway Club, and Tara was actually performing that night because she had won or in addition to the fact that she had won the Jeannie Robertson Award. And I met her, and I met Larry Long Jr., and I met Michelle McCowan Campbell. And as that time progressed in those relationships, I I was I was feeling like I was being walked back into my life
Oh,
because of their faith and friendship and their faith in me as well.
yeah.
It just helped me to, and of course my husband and other people, it helped me to get back up on my legs again is really how I felt about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
The connection is amazing that you just shared. The story is amazing, and how all of it comes together. And
And
we've
now
we've
I'm here
had,
with you.
and we've had a podcast with those other people, and they're all lovely. And I think of who we surround ourselves with. And at the time you went to the meeting, you didn't know them. And then you came out of it, and now look where we are today surrounding. I
Yeah.
feel like that's Leader Impact a bit. Leader Impact, we have groups meeting around the world, and people didn't know each other, but we come together and we support because leadership's lonely, and to have other people that are dealing with it, and all those, you can't talk to everyone about your leadership struggles. So to have that group of people
Yeah.
like Barry, yeah.
And they may have shared this with you. How we really came together was, and again, ways to find my legs again, so to speak, was Larry was the incoming president of our NSA Carolinas chapter. So I was asked to serve on his board. Tara was asked to serve on his board, and then Michelle served with me on the committee that I oversaw. So, and we shared together in a learning experience that also brought us together before we even started on the board. So, I agree with you. It's finding that if you don't have the courage to walk in the room, get somebody to walk in the room with you.
Oh, good one. I'm just doing a presentation on sponsorship, and that if you're not in the room, I'll take you in the room with my, I will say, have you heard of Mary Elizabeth? She's this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. It's a
Yeah.
great point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to move on to the second question of best principle of success. If you have one, what you live by every day, but your best principle of success and a story that might illustrate that.
I'm not sure about a story, but I'll give you maybe two best principles.
All
And
right.
one was just given to me recently, I was reminded of. So I've always believed that when you're in a volunteer leadership role or any leadership role, your job is to raise up other leaders.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to help other leaders, rise up so that they can do their work in the world, whether that was business and professional women, American Training and Development, which is now American Talent Development. Now, again, being back, that was the other pivotal moment. I'm now president again on the ATD Carolinas or Charlotte board, with which will bring to my another principle, which a good friend gave to me. I'm kind of being a little scattered here for a minute, so let me get clear. So I believe that we should raise up other leaders. That's our job. If you're in a leadership role, your job is to raise up other leaders and also to help people get to wherever they want to be. But we all have leadership ability and capabilities. And a friend of mine, when this situation happened where I became president again of our ATD Carolinas chapter, she had been on my board back in the day, 20 years prior. And she said, just remember all the lessons you have learned since then, since we sat around that table trying to figure out what to do, to where you are now and what you know. Hold that as your anchor as you're taking on this role this time. So I think there's something to be, or I know there's something to be said for, what did you learn along the way? And when I talk about trusting God to lead my path, and I'm not always great at it. When I do, if you think about I didn't want to walk into the Speedway Club by myself. My husband walked me in. I met these wonderful people. I met Larry Long. I hadn't met Tara or Michelle at that point. I was asked to be on the board. Well, I had seen Tara perform. I then got my legs under me to begin to be a better leader again. I was reacquainted with myself and my ability to do it. And now I'm the president of the ATD Charlotte chapter.
Yeah.
Not because I was searching for it.
Yeah. I think a lot of women could resonate with that as we step away. We step away from our careers for different reasons. If it's to raise a family, whatever that is, if you're a caregiver, we step away, and when we come back, we don't know what we're good at. We don't have, and we had those skills. We know we did. We need some support. We need some friends. We need someone to give us a chance to put our name in the room, and everything you've said.
And we need to be reminded.
Yeah.
I think that's a big part of it too, Lisa, is to be given the opportunity, because that's what those pivotal moments were about, is I was given the opportunity be reminded of what I'm capable of doing,
Yeah.
and what I have done.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
So this kind of leads in when you've talked about taking what you learned along the way. I'm pretty sure there was some failures along the way, some mistakes. I'm wondering if you have one that you could share and what you learned from it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a well. There's many mistakes of for some of us, not all of us, but especially when you own your own business. With where do I invest my, what are the things I need to invest my money in? Memberships, learning, conferences, products, all those things. So that can be a challenge, and probably a conversation for another day. I think about when I wrote Reset Your Buttons. So it took me 7 years to write all less than 100 pages of that book. And I, I don't know if this is answering your question or not, Lisa, because I don't know if, again, I don't know if I should have done it faster. If
No.
was it done,
Yeah.
if it was done, if my belief is to follow God's perfect timing, then it was done in the timing that it was supposed to be done in. It starts out, I talk about when I was young that my mother always said, "Why do you let people push your buttons?" And the unfortunate part, and maybe this is part of it, is she passed before I was able to finish and publish the book.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't know if that's a
That is really good. Yeah,
yeah.
because I think that, you just said it took 7 years to write the book. I want to believe that anything that happens in my life, when there's a good thing and even though it's a failing or a mistake, I learned from it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I always walk away with a positive, okay, I don't always. I really work hard at like, okay, what am I to learn here? This I'm in the suck, as I call it. And you know what? You didn't get a book written in 7 years, but it wasn't meant to be written in 4 years. There was something that you needed to learn, to experience. I mean, I'm
And,
not a counselor, so I shouldn't
well,
be.
no, but I think you're right, because there's so
Yeah.
many things that made that model, method, and mindset so important. And when I wrote it, it helped me to write it as I want this to be, we call them coffee table books, but I want this to be a book that, and people have told me this, that I can keep on my nightstand and reference
Yeah.
when I need it, when I need to be reminded. And I have a plan to write a second book this year. And people have said, "Well, why did you wait so long?" And I'm like, "Because I didn't have anything else to say,
Yeah.
and now I do."
Yeah. I always wonder about those authors that just whip off books, and you're like, wow,
Yeah,
they have a lot to say, I guess.
they have a lot to
Less
say.
with words. All right. Well, at Leader Impact, we want to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually for increasing impact. So I'm wondering if you're willing to share an example on how the spiritual makes a practical difference in your life as a leader.
I again, I'm not sure this is practical, but it's grounding. Um, every group I've had the privilege of speaking to, whether it's training, conference, you right now, I believe in, with everything within me, that's a God moment,
Mm-hmm.
because there's too much that has to go into.
Yeah.
You met Tara. You and I, to bring us together,
Yeah.
there's God's reason for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not always, catch me in the grocery store on a bad day. I'm not remembering that all the time, right? Or somebody cuts me off in traffic. But that's my frame. So ask me that question again, and I'm gonna attempt to answer it through that frame, if that's
All right.
helpful.
So I'm just wondering if you have an example of how the spiritual makes a practical difference in your life as a leader.
So the practical side of that is that when I get curmudgeony about, like I have to start early in the morning with a client, or, I'm going to be standing on concrete for 12 hours, or the practical for me is, always remembering what it took to get
Mm.
that person, those people in front of me. That's my practical application. And it's also my practical application when I am in the doubt. I started wearing a necklace years ago. I wore just a mustard seed. Like, I took a little mustard seed and I put it in a little heart locket because of what I was going through in my life. And I've always believed that have the faith of a mustard seed, right? Um, and so that's my practical application, is that when I'm in doubt, when I'm in fear, when it's not going the way I think that it needs to, I just remember I just need that much faith to get me through these next few moments, and beautiful, wonderful, miraculous things can happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I love the mustard seed.
Yeah.
I don't think I know anyone who wears a mustard seed.
I know I wanted something. Well, again, I have that from the past, and when I started thinking about what did I want to wear, I was like, yeah. And this little one actually has a little mountain in it, so it's like scaling a mountain, and a couple little things like that we can apply.
Yeah. And I bet it's a great conversation piece. People go like, what are you
No
wearing?
one ever notices. It's so
No one
cute.
ever notices.
No, it's okay though. It's okay.
It's,
Yeah.
Good.
I know. And that's the practical application as well, right? I know.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So at Leader Impact, we're dedicated to leaders having a lasting impact. So as you continue to move through your own journey, your many pivotal moments, have you considered what you want your faith legacy to be when you leave this world?
It's funny because I'm calling this my legacy chapter, so I appreciate that question on many levels. I believe that reset your buttons is a big part of that. Knowing, because the tag subtitle to it is, and create relationships that work.
Mm-hmm.
So my legacy, I hope that my legacy is that everything we've talked about already today, that I've helped to raise up other leaders who have learned to become better leaders, and that they know how to reset their buttons when those buttons get pushed, so that they are clear, and that they do ask. This is the other practical application, is that every morning I ask to have eyes to see, ears to hear, and words to speak, that God would have me see, hear, and speak.
Wow.
And again, not always perfect at that. But that's my guidance. That's what helps me.
I love when people admit, because sometimes I host a talk show in Regina. I'm on, in my city, I'm on TV, and I think everyone just expects you to be perfect. So when we have conversations like this, and I am not, and anyone listening, I'm not. So thank you for just always, you're saying that, we are working very hard to do things right. And sometimes we fail. And we know that the moment was the moment we lived. Moving on, that was, we were supposed to be there for a lesson, a learned. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, my final question for you, Mary Elizabeth, is what brings you the greatest joy?
Oh, other people's success. That's an easy one. Other people's success. Yeah. Just seeing other people deliver, in the speaker world, seeing other people deliver great messages that move an audience, reading a really good book, watching The Chosen, inviting someone to, the church we subscribe to is in Atlanta. It's North Point Church with Andy Stanley, who's Charles Stanley's son. Having family, introducing them to him or one of his sermons, and having people enjoy it. Right. I think that's the effervescence of life. Right.
It is.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So let's go back to Andy Stanley. You know him?
I don't know him personally, but he started a church in, I'm going to get this wrong. No, I don't think it's Marietta, Georgia, but it's in Georgia.
Okay.
Not far from Atlanta. And he's Charles Stanley's son, right? Okay.
No.
So Charles Stanley so I was born and raised Catholic. And along the way, I found Andy it was a television thing that happened on one night, and my husband and I started watching him, and he gives very practical advice. And his church, the church that they have built and that they are expanding, which is called the I'm sorry, Lisa, I just did not have enough coffee this morning. I want to say it's the Inspirational Church Network, but that's not right. Irresistible. It's the Irresistible Church Network.
Okay.
His church is North Point. But they have here's their mission, that following Jesus can make your life better. Make you better at life. Make you better at life and make your life better. I mean, working with vision and mission statements forever with clients, I'm like, that's a simple, easy one, practical, that I can follow, right?
Yeah. For anyone listening, Andy Stanley, look him up is all I'll say. Like, he is so good. His books, his videos, you can find so much on him. And so I'm glad you brought up that name. He's a good one. Yeah,
North Point Church on Sundays. You can watch it online.
Okay, that sounds good. Mary Elizabeth, I want to thank you for taking time out of your very busy day. It was hard to track you down, and thank your assistant for me for working us back and forth. Now, if anyone wants to connect with you, find out more about your book or anything, just how can they connect with you?
They can find the book on Amazon, or they can go to our resetyourbuttons.com website. And if they want to order an autographed book, they can do that there. My business is STAR Resources, which stands for Strategic Teams Achieving Results.
Okay.
And that's starresources.net.
Okay. Well, Mary Elizabeth, you've brought joy to my life. I love being here, hearing people's stories, and just being allowed to share. So thank you for joining us here today. We so appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, to all of you, if you're part of Leader Impact, you can always discuss or share this podcast with your group. And if you are not yet part of Leader Impact and would like to find out more and grow your leadership, find our podcast page on our website at leaderimpact.ca. You can also check out groups available in Canada at leaderimpact.ca. Or if you're listening from anywhere else in the world, check out leaderimpact.com or get in touch with us by email, info@leaderimpact.ca, and we will connect you. And if you like this podcast, please leave us a comment, give us a rating or review. This will help other global leaders find our podcast. Thank you for engaging with us. And remember, impact starts with you.